My PlayStation sounds like it's about to explode. What happened? Hello? Yas! We're live? Come on. Yes, we are. Cool. Alright, so we're back in this. We're back on Siege. As the title says, you know, it's been a while. You know, I legitimately have no idea what's happened over like the past month, it feels like, that I haven't been playing this game. I don't know what's changed. I don't know what stayed the same. I don't even know if like the new season comes out next week or something. But we're gonna see what's up. We're gonna play around for a little bit, see what's going on. Haven't played this game again since the last time I posted a video on it. So all the operators are still here. I'm assuming everything stayed the same, but there could be little changes here and there. So I guess I'll play 1 or 2 games of Terrorist Hunt just to ease myself back into this, and then we'll hop into multiplayer. Because I don't want to just hop in and get immediately destroyed by anybody who's been playing this game nonstop still, for some reason. No hate. I mean, if you enjoy the game, by all means, go ahead and keep playing. But I don't know. I just kind of lost it. So I'm gonna try and ease myself back into this, get map knowledge back, see what I remember, see what I don't, and we're just gonna try and have a good time once we get into the multiplayer side of things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head back into Rainbow Six Siege. So the reason that I haven't been playing Siege very much is, one, the game has just kind of fallen flat in terms of being fun for me and my friends. I believe that's one of the main reasons why I stopped playing. It's just not as fun as it used to be anymore. Mainly due to toxicity, and I see it on news articles everywhere. Rainbow Six Siege has fallen due to large amounts of toxicity in the community, which is honestly sad because the game itself is pretty good. How the hell did I get that second kill? The game itself is fun. It's just people making it toxic that it ruins it, and that's why it hasn't been fun. So that's one main reason. So that's kind of driven me and my friends away from playing it. There's 2 bombers coming my way. Holy crap. Excuse me, can you all leave me alone for a second? That's 1. Bruh. Thank you. That's 2. Alright. So the toxicity in the game from other players, and just the natural ability to team kill whenever you feel like, it's just kind of driven me and my friends away from it. So that's one of the huge reasons why uploads have fallen short for Siege specifically. Granted, my upload schedule is already out the window in general, but as for Siege, the game that I was planning to upload on mostly, it just got a whole lot worse as a game. So things haven't been going well. Another thing being that more than half of them already moved over to PC. You guys obviously know Seriously Bad Gaming Shaw. He's mostly switched over to PC, but due to him also having work that he has to do outside of YouTube, that's why he hasn't been posting. So I'll let you guys in on that. That's the reason why you haven't seen any videos from him, because he's out doing actual work. But as for me, again, because I'm currently going to be graduating high school at the end of this next year, I need to be more focused on universities and stuff like that. So I even said a little over a year ago that YouTube would not be a main priority for me because of that. So if you're new and don't understand why that's a thing, then there you go. But I guess the final thing, well, no, it kind of still goes off that second one. The fact that Shah and a few others that have mainly switched over to PC, it's divided us in terms of playtime. I mean, obviously because we're on different parts of the world, that's one obstacle that we kind of were able to get through before, setting up specific times to play on PlayStation, but because Shah and a couple of others don't have the PlayStation 4 necessarily ready to always be playing like I do, that's another thing that split us and why I'm not normally playing as much. And believe it or not, I am probably one of the only ones of us that still plays video games on a regular basis, at least as much as I can. Because I do try to play every day, whether it's on my garbage tier PC that can't even run games at 60 FPS most of the time, or if I do manage to somehow come in and play on the PlayStation by myself. Which most of the time, if I do try to get on the PlayStation and I feel like streaming like I am right now, I'll do it. So I can just kind of get some conversation going and let you guys know what's been going on. Or if I'm just excited about something that I'm live streaming the game on, then I'll be talking about that, you know? But, I don't know. I miss Siege. I miss having fun. I do, but it's just, this game has really gone downhill, I feel. Like, its highest point was at the end of year 1, start of year 2, I think. Because, that's when the game was probably peaking in terms of popularity and in terms of fairness, I'd assume. Like, I haven't been with the game since it released, all the way back in that December month. I started playing roughly around year 1, season 3, season 4, Skull Rain and Red Crow. But the game was still fun regardless, mainly because I was new and I was constantly learning. But once it gets to the point that, you know, you already know everything about the game that there is to know, and it all just comes down to executing what you need to in order to win, that's what gets annoying. And then teammates getting salty for the stupidest reasons, that's kind of just driven the game down into the grave. At least in terms of me and my friends. I don't see them playing it much, I don't see myself playing it much. And I think Fortnite has kind of driven away some of the players to playing that game specifically more so. Granted, probably the game that it's stolen from the most is Call of Duty. But I'm not trying to point fingers, because Fortnite has obviously stolen probably most of the FPS fan base. And who knows, maybe even some of the BR fan base from PUBG or H1, stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know. Fortnite is so weird in how big of a impact it's made on the gaming industry that it's kind of hard to fathom how big of a change it really has made. And specifically, it's changing how FPSs like Battlefield and Call of Duty treat their games, which I'm hoping is continuing to do it for the better, even though Activision is still trying to cash grab as much as they can. But I will always be a Call of Duty guy. I always loved the game, I always loved the franchise, and I did come to Siege because I needed a break. For those of you guys who don't know, I originally started playing Call of Duty in World at War. That was the oldest game, or that was the first Call of Duty game that I played. Excuse me for a second while I potato. Call of Duty World at War was the first Call of Duty game that I ever played. And it wasn't the first game that I fully invested into the multiplayer the most. Granted, that was back in 2008, so I was just getting used to the whole first-person genre at that point. I didn't know what it was in terms of like using the stereotypical first-person controls that Call of Duty was known for at that time. Because now, as of right now, I know that COD 4 had a control scheme, and Call of Duty 4 followed right after, and every Call of Duty uses the same control scheme over and over. But at the time, my first FPS that I ever played was 007 Agent Under Fire for the PlayStation 2. That was my first ever FPS. And the controls were extremely different for that game. Shooting was on X, I think. Strafing was on the same axis, or it was on the same analog stick as looking. So you would look up and down, but you would strafe using that same stick left and right. And then you would move forward and back. But if you wanted to look side to side, you'd use the same movement thing.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
So it was just really strange, and then trying to get used to the whole control scheme that Call of Duty provided at that point, it was just really strange, you know. So the entirety of World at War, because my dad gave it to me when we first got the PlayStation, because I believe World at War and the PlayStation 3 launched basically at the same time. So I was getting used to that, and I mostly did play the campaign. But after that, that's when I got into zombies, and then I started playing all the zombies in all the games, and the special ops in the Modern Warfare series as well. But once it got to Black Ops 2, that was the Call of Duty where I started going into the multiplayer aspect. Okay, thank you, Rainbow Six. 254 subs, cool beans. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Black Ops 2 was the first Call of Duty game that was that I started investing a lot of time into the multiplayer. That was the one where I tried to sit down for as long as I could and play the game, trying to win every game, like you normally do now. I think it's just fun to do that. But I still wasn't good at that point. I legitimately did suck at Call of Duty at that time, because again, I played recruit campaign because I was so bad at FPSs in general at that time. So I had no idea what I was doing. I think over the course of me playing it so much, I somewhat got better. I think my KD in that game was like a 0.7 or something, but that's because I was the first multiplayer that I sat there and did whatever. What is that banner thing next to Dokkaebi? Huh.
Locate the biohazard container.
Excuse me for a second. Whew. Okay, but anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah.
Nicely done.
So because
Biohazard container has been located.
I was always interested in Call of Duty at this time, especially once I started getting